this is going to be part 2 of the Tamiya Stug IV build that we introduced last Wednesday. As you can see, the kit's looking a bit different now. I've added the shirts in as well as some tools. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a brief talk about what I did, what I didn't do, the creative choices that I made. So I'm kind of just making an attractive kit, an attractive model, as opposed to something where you could put a photograph of the real thing next to it. That's not what I wanted to do with this one. So we'll take a quick look and we'll go over some of the bits and pieces that I've used to change the kit from what Tamiya originally intended. And then we'll look at what we're hoping to get done before the next video comes out. So we've got the shirts in on the side here. We've gone for 4 plates. We cut them with a razor, so I think next time around I'm probably going to try and use one of my X-Acto knives, because it has left some fairly large gaps, although these panels do kind of float around the way that Tamiya presents them. So what we did, we used this guy as an example. You can probably see with the light already, some parts of it are transparent. That's because we hit the back of it with a Dremel tool. You can see the surface is a little bit uneven in places, just to allow us to poke holes through without necessarily damaging the plastic too much. Worked very well. I think maybe I've not got the best bit on my Dremel. I did try and sand it flat, but I didn't have anything gritty enough to get it smooth again. It's going to be pretty well hidden though around the running gear, down in this sort of area. So I'm kind of happy with it the way it is. This one, I tried to put a bullet hole in near the bottom and it got bit. So same up here, kind of chewed a bit out with the tool. That's why we decided to leave the plate that would be here off, because I made a mistake. This one, as you can see, is very ate up on the back, but you're not going to see it unless you're looking for it. And this kit is really, it's never going to be an exhibition piece or competition quality. It's just to kind of learn some new tricks, learn some new techniques. This one's a bit smoother, as you can see, but we didn't thin it enough to put convincing looking bullet holes in it. And then this front one is probably one of the better ones. It's got a bend in it. One of the bullet holes actually came right in the back of where this bracket should be mounted, so I bent the bracket off just to make it look like a relatively small round, and just been enough to pop it free on impact there. That was kind of me just being a bit dumb there. So they're not secured. We did fill the hole under here. That still needs a bit touch up more with the old sanding sticks, just to get that right. We've got, this is a kit part. This is kind of standard, just a road wheel. Didn't do anything special with him. This, however, if I can get it out without dropping it, is a jerry can from a detail up part set. My camera is probably not astute enough with its focus, but there is writing on there. I can't even read it, if I'm honest with you. I know it says Craft Soft 20 litre on the top line. There's another line underneath that, but I can't read it, so it's good detail. It's just better than my eyesight. That the jerry can came from this. It's a Tamiya Detail Up Part Series set MM315. It contains all sorts of wonderful stuff. It's just one frame. It cost me $8 at the local hobby shop, and it's got mostly jerry cans, as the box would suggest, but it's got a jack, it's got some storage boxes, eyelets for a tow cable, and the IR no-tech light as well. So give that a quick look. It was a 4-part, believe it or not, a 4-part thing for the jerry can. So there's the writing there for you. Excellent. Glad that worked out. I'm trying to look through the viewfinder a bit more as I do this, so I can make sure that I'm giving y'all as good a view I can. So there's the 2 halves, which you clamshell press together, nice and easy. The 3, I guess we would call them horizontal bars based on how I'm holding it, go in, and then the cap, which is incredibly tiny and incredibly finely detailed, goes on as well. So we've got that. We'll move to the front and see what we've done to it there. We went with the standard lamp on this. I didn't want to use the no-tech light that comes in my Detail Up kit because I'm cheap. Fire extinguisher had one hell of a seam line on it. That was a pain in the tail to get sanded up, but it looks good there. That's in there incidentally because it's going to be the same color as the hull of the vehicle. You'll notice we're a bit sparse on tools right now because I'm going to paint them up properly to have the correct tool colors. We've got the driver's vision blocks, periscope housings, as well as the concrete armor, because quite like how that looks. I think it looks a bit different, a bit interesting. So we'll go on top. We've got the commander's cupola with the binocular scissor type periscope. I said in the last video this kit was complete. It was missing one part, and it was the mount for the periscope, and I wanted the periscope in there, so I was actually glued down to the front where this hatch would close onto is where it's glued. You can't see it, so I'm okay with it. Personal preference. It's one of those things where I don't mind. We filled the hole up here that we said we were gonna. Once I get a bit of primer on it, we'll be able to see how good a job I did. And we added the loader's hatches in the closed position. We have a stowage box, which has also been tagged with a few rounds of incoming ammunition. And we took off with the Dremel, we cut off the rear mud flap. Reason I chose this side is because it's the one that the driver has the least visibility over, so it's the one he's most likely to hit on something. Then we have the Schürzen on the other side, which has been added. Bullet holes, bits are bent and things. This one is going to be, it looks very clean and straight. It's actually going to be a replacement part, so it's going to be rusted and not at all in fitting with the camouflage of the vehicle. And we've got a bullet hole down here and another 2 up here. A quick look at the back. You can kind of see that this is the side that I did most recently. This is the side I did most recently, so you can kind of see that as I've gone, I didn't Dremel the back of this one at all, which is why it looks good. As you can see, I've improved as I've gone, which is kind of the goal, is to improve as we go. So hopefully, what I'm hoping from this series is as I learn new things, it will provide a source of encouragement and inspiration to you guys to go out and try your own things. We've got this hole here I filled. I also felt there was a bit of a gap around the concrete armour there. You could see one of the strips of armour that went across the front. And in reality, that's about all I've done in the last week. What I'm planning on doing is getting together the rest of the parts that I need to finish it. So I'm going to get all the tools off and mounted up onto the cocktail sticks. Going to mount them all up on cocktail sticks so that they will be ready for painting. I'm going to shoot an undercoat at it. For the next video, I don't think it's just going to be a live shoot. I think what we'll do is we will have to show it with its primer coat on, with the primer coat, and then we'll do another video once we've got the yellow and just kind of put it all together so that you've kind of got a step-by-step type thing. I'll try and record some of the more interesting parts, like doing the whitewash, to show you how that all comes off, as well as once we start to add in the weathering effects. I'm going to make it quite muddy in and around the running gear. I do also want to rough up the road wheels a bit and make it look like they've had a hard life, at least for the most part, so that we've got just that little extra bit of detail and interest. So it's been a quick video today. It's not been the marathon 40-minute Tiger review that I did. So hopefully everything's all good with that. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will hope to see you again as we move forward with what's turning out to be a very, very cheap but quite a good kit from Tamiya with this 135 Stug. So thank you very much for watching, and yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe so that we can catch you next time. Bye-bye.